I was tired, broken. My work felt meaningless. My relationships were crumbling. My faith felt empty. One morning I whispered to myself, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to quit. My job, my love, even my life. But before I walked away from everything, I decided to go into the forest. One last time, to speak to God, to ask for a reason to stay. I stood among the trees and cried, God, can you give me one reason not to quit my life? Show me what I'm supposed to do. And God answered softly. I looked. The forest was alive. Ferns filled the ground with their brilliant green. Birds sang, sunlight danced. Do you see the ferns and the bamboo? God asked. When I planted the fern seed, it quickly sprouted and covered the ground. But when I planted the bamboo seed, nothing came for the first year. Still, I did not quit on the bamboo. In the second year, the fern grew even taller and brighter. Yet nothing came from the bamboo. Still, I did not quit on the bamboo. Third year, nothing. Fourth year, still nothing. But I never quit on the bamboo. Then, in the fifth year, a small sprout pushed through the earth. It was tiny compared to the fern. Yet within 6 months, the bamboo shot up over 100 feet tall. All this time, it had been growing roots. Deep roots, roots that made it strong. That all this time you have been struggling. You've been growing roots too. I never quit on the bamboo, and I will never quit on you. Don't compare yourself to others. The fern has one purpose, the bamboo has another. Yet both make the forest beautiful. Your time will come. You will rise high. I asked, how high should I rise? God smiled, how high does the bamboo rise? Rise as high as you can, and in doing so, give me glory. I left the forest carrying those words in my heart. I understood now. Even when I felt lost, God had not abandoned me. He was helping me grow roots. Never regret a day in your life. Be like the bamboo. When the wind strikes, bend a little, but do not break. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible and resilient than it appears at first glance. After that day in the forest, I was not the same man anymore. I carried God's words with me. You are growing roots. Your time will come. I returned home with new strength. I went back to work, not because my problems disappeared, but because I finally understood they were shaping me. I began to see every challenge as part of my roots. When my job felt heavy, I reminded myself, bamboo waits years before it rises. When relationships felt broken, I learned to bend, not break. When my faith felt weak, I trusted that even in silence, God was still working within me. Slowly, my life began to change. I worked with patience. I rebuilt my relationships with kindness. I grew in my faith with quiet strength. And just like the bamboo, one day I realized I was standing taller than before. My heart was stronger, my spirit unshakable. People around me began to notice. They asked, "How did you overcome all this?" And I told them the story of the bamboo and the fern. That is what I became after the lesson. Not just a man who survived his hopelessness, but a man who carried hope for others. My life became a living reminder that even when you feel buried in darkness, you may only be growing your roots. And when the time is right, you too will rise, higher than you ever thought possible. Do not hurry the seed. What is unseen is not unworthy. When nothing seems to grow, your roots are deepening. The wise wait in stillness, for time itself is the gardener. Be like the bamboo, strong in silence, humble in growth, bending with the wind, yet never breaking. He let the world be as it was, imperfect, beautiful, changing. He learned that peace is not found by running from life, but by standing quietly within it. Because you do not stop the rain, you learn to walk in it. And when someone asked what he had learned, he said softly, "I discovered that the purpose of life is not to avoid pain or chase joy. It is to see both as waves upon the same ocean, and to remain the ocean."